Hello everyone, I am Deepak Kunyal. I welcome you to this series of videos where we talk about best mini projects or projects for computer science engineers. And these projects can be used for enhancing your skill set. Studying subjects is important, but if you don't apply our knowledge to some real world projects, all the knowledge will be a waste. So my motive here is to provide you something that can help you in enhancing your skills, making you industry ready, preparing you for the interviews, and most importantly, helping you to build your interest in the computer science. So let's begin with it and talk about an interesting project idea along with all its technical details that are necessary for you to begin with and end the project successfully. In the previous video, we talked about 5 projects. So first project was Tic Tac Toe, second was weather app, third was BlackJack game, fourth was chat application, and fifth was web scraping. If you haven't seen that video, see the link in the description and try to test your skill on few of them. In this video, now we are going to talk about one more important topic which will help you to enhance your programming, analytical and machine learning skills. The project that we are going to talk about here is sentiment analysis. So what do we mean by sentiment analysis? Sentiment analysis is also known as opinion mining. It's a kind of text analysis technique that detects polarity within a text, within a document, paragraph or sentence. So understanding people's emotions is essential for businesses these days because customers express their thoughts and feelings more openly than ever before. You can automatically analyze customer feedback such as opinions in survey responses, social media conversation, and allow any brand to listen customer very attentively, right? And then these companies or brands can tailor their product and services to meet the customer's need, right? You can see the image here. We have various polarities like positive, neutral, and negative. Here the customer is saying my experience so far has been fantastic. So this is positive review. If customer is saying your product team is useless, so it's a negative review. And the product is okay, I guess. So he is neither positive, not very negative. So it's a neutral kind of opinion, right? We can also make these reviews very fine grained by including categories or we can say polarities or sentiments like very positive or very negative. We have three kind of classes here: positive, negative, and neutral. If you add these two, very positive and very negative, then there will be total 5, and these will allow you to understand the user sentiment in more depth. So you can see this image somewhat depicts these kind of polarities. Clear? There are some more categories where we detect sentiments and emotions. So when we are talking about sentiments and emotion, we generally use them together or alternative to each other, but both of them are having some subtle difference. So we are not going to discuss about that difference here, but we can also detect these kind of emotions: joy, trust, anticipation, surprise, fear, sadness, anger, and disgust, right? So you can find out these using some techniques that we are going to discuss a bit in later slides. And if you look at star ratings of various products or movies or songs, it's actually fine grained classification of user sentiment into these 5 categories. Clear? Now let's talk about some of the applications of sentiment analysis. And there are a lot of applications of sentiment analysis. So you can understand customer sentiment toward your product or service. You can detect mentions of your service and categorize by the urgency. You can gain deep insights into what's happening across the social media, or you can filter unread mentions by positive or negative, and it can help you to prioritize your issues, right? Or finally, you can monitor your competitors social media, or can use the sentiment analysis in the market research or competitive analysis, right? So you can do all of these things. These are not only applications of the sentiment analysis, but there are a lot of more that we are not going to discuss here. Now coming to the implementation part, what do we need in this mini project? You should have a Twitter developer account and basic understanding of Python programming. So these two things are necessary. If you search for the sentiment analysis project on the internet, most of them give you the data and apply some techniques over that to find out the sentiments. But in this project, we are not going to give you any data. Rather, you need to download your own data using the publicly available Twitter API, and for that you need to use Twitter developer account. Clear? So what is Twitter developer account? Twitter developer account or portal is a set of self-service tools that developers can use to manage their access as well as to create and manage their projects or apps. right? So here you need to create an app. It's not a real app like Android or iOS app that you find on Play Store, but you need to create a description of an app and request for API keys, which we are going to further use to download the Twitter's data using that API. Clear? So I will show you how it looks and what you have to do. So this is the first step. You have to create a Twitter account and Twitter developer account for yourself. Then you can see on the left side you have projects and apps. You need to create an app here. I have created this Senti research, and you need to fill some data here. And after you fill all the details, you will be requesting Twitter to provide you some keys and tokens that I am not going to show here. Otherwise, my keys will be publicly open. We can always revoke those keys, but I am not going to do so. But when you get keys and tokens from the Twitter, then you will be able to download the Twitter data using a Python script, right? So to download the tweets, you can search for already built Python scripts on the internet and start downloading tweets on the basis of keywords or hashtags or location, etc. Clear? Thereafter, you will have a raw data in JSON format, which you need to use for extracting important information, and this information will further be needed for your analysis, right? So there are two steps actually. One is downloading tweets in the JSON format, and another script that is going to convert that JSON data into CSV file. Clear? So here are those steps. First step is to create a Python script to download the tweets, and this script you are going to find out on the internet. And using that script, you can download the tweet on the basis of keywords, hashtag, locations, and so on. Right? One thing you have to keep in mind that you need to use your API keys in this Python script, using which you can download the tweets. Right? And all these tweets will be downloaded in the JSON format. Another step that you have to do is create a Python script to convert the JSON to CSV. And it is used to extract only required information because JSON is going to contain a lot of information, right? This step can be a bit tricky because JSON data is not so easy to understand sometimes. For that, you can use this website jsonviewer.stack.hu. I have already downloaded data from the Twitter, so I will use that data and show you the demo of understanding and the way you should work on that data, right? So let's begin. So you can see this is JSON data, and in this JSON data we have a lot of tweets. If I go to the last line, you can see we have 1706 tweet, right? And a tweet is very lengthy. You can click on word ref here and see how long a tweet is. Means a tweet has a lot of data, so it's good to word ref here so that each is in one line. We can randomly pick one tweet from here and understand that using the JSON viewer. I'm copying this 10th tweet from here. Now go to the browser and see what information we have in this data. So this is JSON viewer. I will paste all the data here, and you can see this is one tweet, and you can see it's very confusing and difficult to understand, but we can use this JSON viewer. Click on viewer, and now you can see this data is nicely formatted, right? It's showing the date of creation 9th Feb 2020. Then there is full text. We have lot of hashtags here. You can see entities. It will show you the hashtags. So these hashtags are basically stored here. The re-election is the first hashtag, and the last one is Modi. Maybe third one, you can see it is vote them all out. One, two, three, and fourth. Clear? You can also go inside the mentions, and some of the users are mentioned here. You can see at Vika M21, and the name of the user is given here. So you can extract the data from this JSON format data, and here you can see we have the details of user, whether this user is verified or not, when was the account of user created, its follower count, its friend count, and so on. So there are a lot of things about the user. Location is not given here. There is no description for the user. So the data I'm showing you here, you can use this information to find out the bots in the social media also. So there are different parameters for that. We are not going to discuss that thing here. Now we have retweeted status. If this tweet has been retweeted by someone, all things will be inside retweeted status. And you can see there is a user also, which is another user, and this is the user who is mentioned here, right? And this user is someone different user, name Arvind, and here you can see name is Devika Bantawa. Clear? And you can see all these things here. Its location is also given, Scotland. Description is also there. So there are a lot of things about the users here, right? So anything that you need in the sentiment analysis is only this full text thing. You don't need anything else. If you want to explore more things about this JSON data, you can do so in an easy way, right? So now your task is to pick important information from this data and convert the whole data into CSV format. All right. So I have already created a program for that. I will tell you how to convert this JSON data into CSV format. So in this directory, we have two files. One is convert JSON to CSV, and this is the program which is going to convert data to the CSV file. And now this is file which I have shown you having the data, right? I will run this program, convert JSON to CSV, and now you can see it is saying that we have total file in the directory is 1, which is this file. Now it is converting this file, and there are 1706 tweet. It has taken these many seconds, which is 0.19 seconds, and total time is spent this much, right? If you have multiple files, it will convert all those files into CSV file. If I run this program again, this is going to show a message that this file has been processed already, so it's not going to process this file again, and it will save our time. All right. If you look at this directory, we have three files. One is JSON file, that is raw data. It's around 12 MB data. And when we converted that data into CSV file, it's 1.4 MB. So there is a lot of reduction in the size of the file. So it will be easy to process. We have removed a lot of raw data from this file using this program, right? So we have converted JSON to CSV. If you open this file, it has around 600 lines, but I am not going to provide you this program, as I expect that you will be creating your own program and perform this whole operation on your own. And this is going to be very helpful for you for better understanding of many skills. All right. So trust me, if you create this whole project on your own, you will feel a lot more confident about programming what you feel now. So let's open this. We can use it with the LibreOffice, or we can use Sublime to open this file. Okay, so here is the CSV file in Sublime. You can see this is the header information. So we are extracting this information from the JSON data. This is the first tweet, and we have extracted this much information. From another tweet, we have extracted this information, and so on, right? It's better to visualize this data in Excel or spreadsheet. So let me show you that. Here you can see we have this data in spreadsheet. So this is ID of the user, date of the tweet, then full text, and you can see there are a lot of things that we don't need. We are going to remove that. Now we have user ID, user name, then user description. There are locations of user, Jalandhar, New Delhi, and so on. You can see it here. So some of the locations are garbage. You can see it here. So we need to remove all these things, and we are going to talk about that. User following, followers, and so on. So we have extracted a lot of things here, right? Now let's talk about few more things that are necessary for polarity detection, or you can say sentiment or opinion detection. First thing that you need is to pre-process the data, which means you need to remove all unnecessary things from the tweets that are not required for the sentiment analysis task. This phase is very critical and a crucial step in data mining. It is hugely impact the analysis. There are high chances that unprocessed data remains inconsistent and noisy, which might result into incorrect analysis. To make the data uniform and clean, we pre-process it by removing all the character, words, and phrases that are less significant or carry less weightage in the sentiment analysis. Although this depends on the application, but still some of the common things that we need to remove are stop words, punctuations, single or double characters, and recurring characters. Alright. Now the last step of the process is to find out a suitable way of finding sentiments. So I have shown some ways here. You can either use a lexicon or ML algorithm or neural network. If you use the lexicon like NRC lexicon, affine lexicon, wordnet, etc., you need to use an already built list of words called dictionary or lexicon that contains some words and their associated sentiments. So basically you are given a list of words and there is some sentiment associated with those words. Alright, and you have to use those somehow and detect the sentiment of the tweets or the data that you have. Clear? In the second case, if you want to use a machine learning algorithm or neural network, you need some already tagged data with polarities, or you need to tag the data on your own on which you can train your model and then find out the sentiment using suitable algorithms, right? So I have done some similar work using NRC lexicon here. In the first paper I have used NRC lexicon, but in the second paper I have combined the NRC lexicon as well as some machine learning algorithms. You can find this paper on the archive, and for this paper you need some subscription. Let me show you the content of this paper. So here is the paper which detects emotion on GST, and this is a spatial temporal analysis of Twitter data. So you can go through this paper. If you read it once, you can understand the techniques that we have used. It's a basic analysis using Python programming. So you can understand all these things and apply on your project. I will not say that this is the best thing that you can do, but if you are beginning with the Python programming or machine learning, this is the thing you can do to enhance your skills because it needs a lot of skills to complete this project. Alright. So I hope you will find this video useful and enhance the skill by involving in this project. I request you to share this video with all your friends and subscribe the channel for more such videos in the future. Now I think it's enough for this video. If you have any query or doubt regarding any of the things that we have discussed, you can always ask me in the comments and I will try to respond back as soon as possible. See you in the next video with new project or new project ideas. Till then, thank you so much.